Plaintiff Thomas Dwyer is a magician and an ordained minister, and he met the defendant in a production class. Thomas claims he loaned the defendant $160, but he has yet to be repaid, so he's suing. Defendant Timothy Valianatos says he started taking production courses because he wanted to follow his dream of becoming a talk show host. Timothy believes he's only here today because Thomas wants to promote his magic show, and he's countersuing for emotional distress.
Start with you.
My name is Reverend Thomas Dwyer.
All right.
I'm a magician, and David Copperfield and Eugene Berger are my two sponsors in the International Brotherhood of Magicians.
All right.
And I'd like to show you a magic trick. Real short.
Okay.
May I?
Yes.
No other magician's seen this. It's a real quick trick. Name any playing card.
Ace of spades.
That's an easy one. That's a real easy one, Your Honor. Right here, Ace of spades right up on top. But if you can see, it's the only red back card in a blue back deck.
Wow.
That's good.
Can we do another one or not? All right,
Later,
go ahead.
Afterwards, but
Go
what I'd like to
ahead.
do, what I'd like to present to you, this is the trick. And it's the secrets inside, and I'd like to give Judge Mathis
man.
this. There's only 8 people. You're the number 8th person that has this trick. Both of these tricks are copyrighted, so when I give it to you, you have copyright management. You can make anybody else that's doing it stop.
All right. Thank you. Wow.
Hold it by here.
Now.
There you go.
Okay. There you go. This is a great gift. One of the more frustrating things I encounter is the inability to figure out magic. I mean, I just can't figure. I have never been able to figure out one. You're telling me this is the real deal. It's going to
Yes,
tell me.
sir.
Particularly that, what you
And
just
there's
did.
2
How in the
tricks in
world
there,
you
Your
figure
Honor.
out what card within 2 seconds of asking me?
Well, Your Honor, I've been watching your show for a long time, and I kind of got the feeling of how you think about things. And so this morning, what I did is I got my red deck, and I said, I was watching one of your old shows, and I said, which ones would he do? That's the one.
No, you
That's
didn't.
No way.
I'm gonna read it here. That's not what
I'm
it
trying to
is.
be as honest as I can be.
Yeah, magicians are never honest. That's all they do is sleight of hand.
Okay.
Oh, you guys are con men.
Say that.
Well, one of those tricks in there I know will be great for you, Your Honor, and if you'd like, I can show you later, or you can call up any one of the magic shops. And have them
I
show
want you to show me if you got a minute after the case.
Yes, sir.
All right, now that's the magic. Now I want a sermon now.
Well, here we go.
You say you were a reverend too.
Yes, I am
Oh,
a
yeah.
reverend.
Right?
I was ordained in 2012,
All right.
October 31st.
You're gonna have to hoop.
Yes, sir. I am a practicing
love
Catholic.
the Lord. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear. You gotta have that.
Okay.
Now, don't come in here if you don't have your hoop right. Yes, sir. No, I will move on because I don't want us to play with God, and that might be the case.
Plaintiff Thomas Dwyer is suing his friend for an unpaid loan, but the defendant claims Thomas only brought him here to get free publicity for his magic show.
How do you know this gentleman?
Well, years ago, I decided to start what I'm calling the Chicagoland Magic and Variety Show, which will allow amateur magicians, jongleurs, puppeteers, and mimes to get an opportunity to be in a television show, which they normally would not be able to afford. And they will also get a demo on the whole thing.
Now, is there a thing to get into where I could learn?
Yes, sir. And you could come on the public television show, and you could.
I want to do this for seniors and kids. It's hard for me to have fun because I'm such a public figure, but this sounds like that'd be a
TV
lot
star.
of fun. Public figure. All right. Now we're going to talk about that too.
Okay.
So this gentleman, you had a class, or you had an opportunity?
We had a
for...
studio production class, which basically you go and learn everything all about all this great stuff. And because we had a whole bunch in our class, a couple of us took turns to be the talent. So Timmy was my host, and he introduced me, and we got the teleprompter rolling. And I went and presented my Chicagoland Magic and Television Show proposal, and that was the proof of concept, the interview. And now I'm hoping to take it to the next step and get it out there.
Okay,
So
and him?
amateur. Yeah, Tim is a great guy.
Okay.
Timmy has was doing talk shows, and he had fantastic talk shows.
Let me allow you to tell me about yourself, sir.
Well, my name's Tim Vallanos. I'm from Chicago, Illinois, and I like to say that I've already had 2 lives in 1 lifetime.
Okay.
My early life, I was a hairdresser for 13 years, and then after that, I ended up working here in Chicago with the poorest of the poor. The reincarcerated people reentering on the west side of Chicago. I worked there for 17 years. They did not give us a lot of money, but when you're helping someone, it's not all about money. But I worked there for 17 years as a development director.
Okay. You enjoyed that?
I loved the work, except after 17 years, it was mentally, emotionally draining, exhausting. So I decided when we actually went bankrupt because the state of Illinois owed us so much money in back payments. And I realized at that time that I was going to have another life in this lifetime. I was going to follow my dream and become the talk show host that I wanted to do. CAN TV gave me the opportunity to be able to do that.
Okay. And you enjoyed it and you're still doing it? What happened ultimately?
Before the last week of the class, I found myself in the hospital. I have a rare genetic gene called Lynch syndrome. Like 1 in every 7 Americans has Lynch syndrome and don't even know it. And it's attached to cancer. I personally am susceptible to 60 different types of cancer. So I had to have my whole entire colon removed. I did show up the last day of class.
How do you know you're susceptible to 60?
Well, because I went to the genetic, UIC, the genetic center there. They tested my blood. I have both Lynch 1 and Lynch 2. It does,
Based on their genetic analysis?
Genetic analysis.
I've heard they can do that.
Right. Well, I will say this. I just went for my
you gotta tell us something else to do.
My year follow-up, and luckily there was no cancer in the polyps.
Excellent,
So
excellent. And this is your friend. You might want to thank him for that. As I think about it, magic.
Magic. Well, it was God.
One of the two. He's a minister. And he's a magician.
How about that?
So he had 2 ways that he could make it go away.
Okay.
He could pray, or he could perform some magic and make them disappear.
Absolutely.
I believe more so in the healing based on prayer.
Plaintiff Thomas Dwyer is suing his friend for an unpaid loan. But the defendant claims Thomas only brought him here to get free publicity for his magic show.
What loan has he failed to pay you for?
It was a $160 loan.
Mm-hmm.
And I loaned it to him on the...
Yeah, there's court costs, okay?
Yeah, there's court costs, yes, sir. I loaned it to him on the 20th of September, and he said he could pay me back the next day.
Of 18?
Of 18, yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
And
said he could pay you back the next day?
Yes, sir.
And obviously you didn't get it?
No, sir.
Did you get any of it?
No, sir.
When you last spoke with him, what has he said?
He said he was going to pay, but I understood Timmy's situation, health situation, so I gave him time. Gave him a lot of time, and I didn't want to have to wait till his taxes came back.
And that's what you know when you're told that it's not happening. So what do you say to this, sir?
Well, I do believe that there was a loan made between me and Tom Dwyer, and one thing happened right after another. I had my colon removed, and then within 30 days, I was having my gallbladder removed, and I was in and out of the hospital very, very sick. I made several attempts to try to pay the loan back to Tom Dwyer. I have a letter from my neighbor who was there as well, and I also have the text messages where...
That means you still want to pay him, though?
Well, the text messages where he says, we would be great on TV. Please just call me. Let's go on Judge Mathis so I can promote my magic show and my ambitions. I want us to just go on the magic show. Timmy, you're a good man filling in difficult times. I'd rather just go on the TV show. We can shake hands at the end and be friends.
All right, yeah, because the advertisement you're getting is worth a lot more than the $160 that you owe.
And then I said, is this really what you want? He said, no, please call me, please call me.
Well, let me see that. Okay. Because the essence of that, sir, is that you waived the repayment of the loan if you could get on my show.
That was him
That's
texting
my
that
point.
to me. Yeah.
And you're here.
No, sir. The reason why,
Why did you say that then? Let's go
honey
Judge
over
Mathis and
vinegar.
everything would be all right.
honey over vinegar. I needed my money back, and after 7 months,
No, you needed to get on here. And
no,
after
sir, I did
7
not
months,
need-
you got on
If he
here.
paid me the next day, we wouldn't be here.
I understand. Well, I just read your text saying.
I understand.
All
And
right,
as soon
well,
as
I hope
after
you
7
understand
months,
that's why
I
you're
saw
not
on
getting any
television-
money. Now you perform some magic on that.
Also, Your Honor. Your Honor.
Yeah.
And I was countersuing Tom for emotional distress.
For what?
Because of the phone calls. I made several attempts. My grandmother just passed
To do
away.
what? Several phone calls to do what?
To try to get me to come on the show.
So you could have blocked his number or something. I can't grant you
did.
money because he called too often.
Okay.
All right, I'm like I said, do a little magic myself now. I'm gonna make that judgment
I have
go
the
away.
IOU from him.
I know, sir. All of that
I
is
didn't- I'm sorry.
beautiful. But you waived all
No,
of that.
sir.
You forgave the
No, I
loan
did not.
when you said we can just
No.
go on Judge Mathis. That's
Either
relevant
that- no,
because
it's-
that's
I'm
the
not-
condition.
I got
you
it,
gave
Your
that
Honor.
to
I
him as a
said-
condition. I read
I
very
wanted you
well.
to
I
go
know
to
contracts.
small claims
All
court.
right, watch me disappear. Both your claims dismissed.
I have nothing to say other than I have a great deal of respect for Red.
Yep.
And I hope that we can move forward as human beings. The judge spoke.